Hey, welcome back to the dry dock where they've been working busily on building our new building. It's been a while since we've been here. One of the advantages we're going to use today is that everything is dry. So we're going to take a lot of time, go through the exterior areas. For those of you that are new to our videos, that means it's going to be a lot of talks about athletics. If that's not what interests you, you can skip this video and watch the next one when we go inside. But there's been a lot of things going on. We're currently standing on the tennis courts. We haven't been out here really before because it's been off in the corner and inaccessible. But we want to make sure we point out we've got lights. So for the tennis courts are in, and this whole space will eventually have 6 courts with seating around them. There'll be an aisle between the courts. It'll be a much better experience for our teams and fans to come and support and watch what's going on with the tennis courts. With 6 courts, we'll be able to host some meets with other schools a little bit more effectively than we have been in the past. And we're looking forward to having this space. And you can see that as you're serving, you're going to have a really nice view of the valley if you're serving into it this way. So I'm standing on what should be roughly the area of home plate on our baseball field. You can see we've got some baseline paths going in. They've got the infield mix of sand and dirt and things ready to go in, get leveled. Dugouts are in. There's our third base dugout where our team usually hangs out. Right behind us, baseball has its own building where they're going to be able to have our announcing booth and everything. And just the expanse, you can see dead center field. We got the tall fence line out there. So that'll be our batter's eye where the kids will be aiming for. Looking forward to getting this in. It's going to be a beautiful view as far as the field goes, right up on a mountain, not a lot around it. Really be able to get in and hone in and focus on the game. So we took the long walk because we wanted to show that we do have our left field foul pole in. And then just to the side over here in this area where you can see the fence posts, that is the bullpen being put in for the baseball field. So again, progress, it's shaping up. This is going to be a beautiful field. You can kind of get a view looking down this way of the slope and curve of the outfield going heading over to right field over there. Great view out here. So right next to the baseball field, now we're on our softball field. We're standing in center field looking towards home plate. The reason we took this view is I want you to see how much dirt it takes to make a nice softball field. But you can see softball has its own announcing booth back behind the fence. We've got our dugouts in and ready to go, and then you can see the fence posts coming in to break up the space and put it in. Excited to get this going. We're really happy to have all of our athletics on campus once we move into the new building. Softball has been playing on a nice field over at Brockbank. This will help them feel more included, being right squeezed in between the baseball field and the soccer field and turf field out here. We're all going to be together in one spot, which will be really nice. So one of the fun things for me coming over and doing these visits is there are things that when you look at a blueprint, you just can't see what it's going to look like. We're standing right now, we've got the baseball field right behind us, the softball field, and then the football stadium here on the side. And when you look, we have this big, beautiful plaza area between our athletic facilities. We're gonna have to come up with some kind of a catchy name, but it's our athletics plaza area. This little building here is the concessions for football and the bathrooms. And then you can see the backside of the football stadium. We'll go walk onto that. But as we pan over and take a shot of football, you can see that the foundation for the track has already been laid. It's just waiting to get surfaced. And we're really excited at that progress. But this is a really cool space where all of our teams will be able to kind of come and go and access all their facilities from one point. We're standing in the middle of our 8-lane track. Like I said, the foundation's been put down. They're waiting to surface it. We're standing on the home side of our football stadium. You can see we've got bleachers being put in. Our booth up there for the coaches and video is nice and big and spacious. That's not going to be an issue. And when you look at the football field, it is leveled, it is planed, it looks like the base is down. It is just waiting for the turf to get put down and it is ready to roll. We've got our visiting side over there. Lights are in, ready for Friday nights. This is exciting to see the level of progress that's here, and having an 8-lane track. We have not had a home track meet that wasn't just a dual in a number of years because we just haven't been able to accommodate it. Having an 8-lane track, we're going to be able to have meets. We're going to be able to host the region meet if we want. It's going to open up a lot of doors for our athletes and our coaches to really make Cyprus the jewel of our region and one of the jewels of the state, and get people here to see our facilities and to utilize them and to make this be a great space for everybody. So here we are behind the building on the west side of the facility, right up against the boundary of where our land ends. And you can see they're still doing a lot of work out here, so the fields are not quite ready to be put in. This is our geothermal well system that they're still working on and testing. But once that's tested and signed off, this will all get filled in. And this spot right here is going to be our turf field that our soccer teams will be able to use. They'll be able to use it as a practice field. And ultimately down the line, it's supposed to be a lacrosse field. If we get lacrosse teams up and started, they'll have a field. And then down where you can see a little bit more of the mounding is going to be our grass soccer field. So those two fields are side by side, right on the back side. And then on the, if you look at the building, the first piece of the building you see from these fields, where those big pieces of equipment are going inside, that is the pool. And so all of the athletic areas are kind of on this end of campus, interior, exterior, field house, pool, and then all of our fields. It's going to have a really nice flow. It'll be easy to access for our athletes and families and fans and visiting teams. We're looking forward to it. So there are a couple of inside spaces we want to include with our athletics tour. The first one is the pool. As you can see, it looks like a pool finally. We have a hole in the ground. It's got the walls in. They're over here doing some finishing touches before they put that last window in and seal the building up. But you can see it's going to be 8-lane pool, 8 feet depth. It's going to be a beautiful space and facility. And then right up to our side here is the gallery. We've showed you guys that in other videos. We wanted to get more of a deck side view now that this is starting to look more like a pool. One thing we're also excited about, you can see looking down, the size of the deck that we're going to have going around will easily facilitate teams and bigger tournaments. With the bigger size pool, bigger size deck, we can get people in here and accommodate some of the events that we want to run. So we're in the gym. Gym floors, as you can see, are still stacked on the sides. They're not out yet. We had some issues with some air handlers, so they're still acclimating. But the reason that we came in here, even without that level of progress, is we want everybody to look up. This was hung yesterday. This is exciting. We think it turned out nice. It's our Jumbotron, so this is obviously center court of the main basketball court. Home side will be over here, visitors on this side. But this ended up, it's always interesting when you see it go from a picture and a design to the actual piece, and it looks great. Here we are in the main entryway into the field house. We wanted to stop and just take a minute. We've always stopped as we've done these videos to show, so you can see the progress. But one of the things that we want to point out is just how big of a space this is. You're going to come in from these doors, and there's just a nice big landing area that leads right onto the indoor track that overlooks the gym. And if you stand right here, you can see that Jumbotron is going to be really visible. Even if you're sitting up or standing up on the track area, you'll be able to tag and follow along what's going on in games. You can see our smaller scoreboards are in as well for when we are starting to get put in for when the courts are going side to side. If we ever host a tournament, and we can break the court up into 4 full-size courts going side to side.